All right, I'm excited to introduce our next panelist and our next business partner, Inpro, who's located right here in our backyard in Muskego, and they've been a huge supporter of the high school and all the things that we have done over the years. Before we start talking to Inpro's team about who they are and what they do, they have a short video they'd like you to watch.
Want to know what it's like to work at Inpro? Well, for starters, we're a little bit obsessed, but in a totally good way.
I'm obsessed about service.
I am obsessed with making sure that the jobs are done right at Inpro.
I'm obsessed about continual improvement and efficiencies.
See what we mean? We're just really passionate about what we do. But what does it really mean to be obsessed? It means we're innovative.
Innovation for me means developing a product that's unique and brings value to the customer, something that a customer wants to buy because they want to, not because it just meets their needs.
We're designed forward. We're approachable.
Well, if you're going to go to work, you want to make it friendly, you want to have a good atmosphere, and it makes your day go so much nicer when you walk past somebody and you say hi, and they turn around and say hi back to you. And a lot of companies are not like that.
We're proven. We're responsible.
We manufacture things for durability to make sure that buildings last longer, and we should all do that in our lives too, making sure that everything we have lasts longer and we don't just throw everything away.
We always put our employees first, no exceptions.
What I've taken advantage of is a very generous 401k program where Inpro's matching of it is 25%. So that's very unique in the industry, that you feel like you're setting yourself up for a retirement plan by saving as much as you can as early as you can.
The daycare is spectacular. It's like you have your friends looking over your kids. You could tell right away the personalities of the teachers there are just second to none. They really cared about the kids. They were their friends. They were their buddies.
We conquer complacency and vanquish mediocrity. We recognize that great ideas can come from anywhere and out of nowhere.
When people feel like they're part of something bigger than themselves, that gives people the opportunity to learn more, but also grow professionally and personally and drive the success of the company.
We keep improving until we've improved everything. Then we improve even more.
I started in marketing, and then I became interested in sales, so they actually put me through a program to get me into the sales program. They were really supportive of that the whole time and kind of helped me pave the way.
We make a lot of things at Inpro. A difference is one of them. We are pathfinders, problem solvers, peace of mind providers, drivers and doers, movers and motivators, innovators and influencers. We're all those things and more. It's just who we are.
I truly have been blessed working here. I got it made here, I truly do.
And yeah, you could definitely say we're a little bit obsessed, but we wouldn't have it any other way.
Now, let me introduce you to the team from Inpro. We have Jennifer Zelvetti joining us today, Jill Lehan, Dave Stevens, and Linda Bellick. Thank you for joining us today, team. I appreciate that. One thing we want to kind of know or learn more about is who is Inpro. Jill, can you tell us a little bit more about who is Inpro?
I can. Jim, as you mentioned, our headquarters are located right here in your own backyard in Muskego. But we also have offices in places like Charlotte, Phoenix, and in other parts of the world like Asia, Europe, Dubai, and even India. Who we are? Well, Inpro, we're obsessed. We're obsessed with protecting buildings and the people within those buildings. We do it through innovation, cutting edge product design, and creativity. And you might be asking, what do we make here? Well, you probably see our products every single day, believe it or not. For instance, take a look around your school. You'll probably see our cubicle curtains at your nurse's station, or the signs you see around your building showing you where to go. We make those too. You might even see our partitions in your restrooms. Perhaps you've noticed wall coverings or sheets. on your walls or in the corners of those walls. We make those protective wall coverings to minimize wear and tear on your building, because it's much easier to put up a new sheet of wall protection than it is to repair or replace the whole wall. Our buildings, all buildings shift. So we build expansion joints to avoid getting cracks in your walls and your floors. And you'll see them for sure if you happen to visit an airport or a stadium. And the next time you step into an elevator, take a look around you. We design elevator cabs too.
In addition to all the great products that we make, I would like to say, from a cultural perspective, I think one of the biggest things we make is a difference in the lives of the 650 employees that we have here. We do everything that we can to make their lives better, and I think we do that.
Now, two things I want to go back to, and I'm going to go to Jill first, is Jill talked about, like, you guys are in buildings and everywhere, just kind of start to look around. And really it comes down to starting with the walls and the partitions and things that they do, whether at their hospital, they're in the office building, or they're sitting at our school. So I know protecting walls, and you guys are obsessed, I think Jill said, with that, correct? The other thing I kind of want to get to is then, so what would you say your company's niche is? Is it protecting walls, or is there more to that question? Dave, would you like to answer?
I'd love to. Thanks, Jim. Well, our niche really is, we have different markets which we serve. Two were mentioned, education, and then our spaces market, which is airports, stadiums, hotels, etc. And then we also work a lot in the healthcare. That, in fact, that's probably that is our biggest market. Hospitals, senior living facilities, etc. But the 6 divisions that we have encompass a lot of different types of work within those markets. But I would say our biggest niche really is, if you're someone that has to take care of a building, we are your go-to persons, or people rather, to be able to assist you with taking care of that building.
And I would say that's huge. Not always a high school perspective. Are you thinking about that? But as careers and job markets kind of start to exist, like, that is a big thing for people, because buildings are expensive and they want them to last over a duration of long time. Jennifer, I want to come back. You had mentioned you have 650 some odd employees at Inpro right here. Is that right here in Muskego?
So I would say, last that I looked, 450 would be on our campus here in Muskego. Then we have a smattering of employees that are in North Carolina and Arizona. And then, so that would be probably another 80. And then the rest are spread out globally across the world.
So as we look at those 650, and whether that's right here in our backyard in Muskego, North Carolina, or any of the different plants or spread out across the world, what types of careers do you support, and could students potentially move into if they wanted to pursue a career with Inpro?
So I guess, we as a team were discussing this, and if you are anything that you like to do, there's a home for you in manufacturing. If you are interested in computers, we certainly support careers in IT. If you're interested in working with people, we can certainly support careers in sales and customer service. If you really like to work with your hands and make things, we do that. We have, we just talked about the 6 different divisions of products that we make. If you like to be artistic, we have a great marketing department. Again, selfishly, if you like to teach, if you like to educate, if you like to, really inspire others with, educational opportunities, we have that in our employee development. So I would like to say whatever it is you like to do would be a career that we could support.
That's amazing. You start working in, what I think is cool about that, and tell me if I'm wrong, is that someone could potentially start out in one place in your company, and there's opportunities for growth and to continue their advancements because there are so many opportunities.
I would like to say that we're all products of that. I started out as our national account sales manager about 19 years ago. I ended up in our HR department. I was in our training and development department. I ended up on our senior management team, and I'm now in charge of culture. So I've had, a very circuitous route for my job here. Dave started out as, one of our Signscape sales reps. He then moved into being our director, or our coaching and development person, and now he's been promoted to being a director. Jill used to work in our Clickies division as a project manager, and now she's working both for Linda's team as a sales capacity and then on our team in terms of training and development. And Linda started out in our estimating department. She then moved into our support team for reception, and now she's, working as, an executive assistant. So I say that we're all products of just really having different opportunities and things crafted for us based on what we were able to give to the company.
I think it's very powerful, especially for young adults looking to pursue their future career, that they can partner with someone like Inpro and kind of grow up their career with someone in one person. Dave, question for you. You are Muskego homegrown, is that correct?
Yes, indeed.
So, normally do we have the baseball picture? We can zoom in real quick of you and Mike.
I think I do have that somewhere here. You don't really want to see it though, do you?
No, I'm just joking. But the reason I bring it up is because, again, how do we keep our students and some of our best talent right here in our backyard? Is because, we're doing this because we want to talk to our students about these great opportunities. And you know what? Just because you're in Muskego High School right now doesn't mean you're going to leave Muskego. There are great opportunities still here in Muskego for you. Just like Dave did, he stuck around and then continued to grow his career path in Muskego. So next question I'm going to ask to Linda. Linda, what types of educational levels does someone need to work at Inpro?
Well, it really depends. Our requirements are a high school education up to a college degree. So if you take a look at your job path and where you want it to go, it really depends on what you're interested in. But, here at Inpro, it's like no matter what your path you're taking, Inpro always encourages you to develop new skills and to learn new things. And if someone is interested in furthering their education while working at Inpro, we have an education reimbursement program, and we also have an employee development department that can help you further your education and find a different career path here at Inpro.
And I'll just piggyback off that. One of the reasons I love working with Inpro, there's so many reasons, but we're both considered top 100 workplaces in southeastern Wisconsin. And to our students and our families, we care about you and we try to help you grow in anything that you want to do. And Inpro also has a top 100 because, as Linda's saying, they want to help and support you in your development and growth as well as career, which is something rare, I'd say, in employers nowadays. So if you can find someone to help cultivate your career, just like we are helping cultivate your education, could be very powerful in your next steps. The next question I have, I think, is for Jennifer, because it's kind of her title and what she does. But Jennifer, could you tell us more about the employee culture, what the culture is like at Inpro?
Sure. So I would say that we're atypical because we say we're employees first. Most businesses that are for profit are going to say that their customers come first. We don't believe that. We believe our internal customers come first. Obviously, if we have happy employees, just having happy customers is just something that's going to come. We're very supportive. So just as Linda was alluding to, we support the whole person. So in terms of your educational efforts, whatever you start at Inpro on day one is not who you're going to emerge from 5 years later. We want to help cultivate you. We want to help you grow. We want to help you determine what it is you want to grow into and give you a career path, not just a job. I like to say we work hard, but we play hard too. My group gets to educate you on things for your mind, but then we get to develop, different types of events and programs and services to help you have fun, to celebrate you, to celebrate all of our successes. So we're a very tight-knit family here. And so, having been off site for the past year, kind of off and on, has been difficult, but we're coming back and we think that's great. And then just from a facility standpoint, my group takes care of that as well. We like to make sure that we're supporting you in terms of the aesthetics and the safety of the building. We obviously subscribe to our own philosophies about using our products and being obsessive about the buildings that we house you in. So from all the different facets of you as a person and an individual, we're here to support you.
That's awesome. Dave, the next question I want to ask, and I'm going to direct towards you, is a lot of times students always kind of want to know what the return on investment is going to be in their career, their education, their future job. What type of pay ranges could someone expect if they were to work at Inpro, from entry level to advancements? What type of benefits are there when it comes to that?
Well, great question, Jim. We have terrific benefits here. In fact, I think they're second to none. And if you're looking for a place that will reward you for your high performance and for your energy as it pertains to learning and changing along with the world and technology, we do compensate very well here. And we're competitive with other types of companies like ours in the marketplace. So our starting wages are very competitive, and people, as you grow and grow your talents and your responsibilities, you can expect an increase in that regard. But I think we have a second to none package of benefits.
That's awesome. Jill, I think it was you that hit on earlier that the worldwide headquarters is right here in Muskego. And then we talked about other plants around the US as well as the rest of the world. So if I were to work at Inpro, what type of city or environment would I expect to work in? So Muskego is a southeastern corridor of Milwaukee. What about some of the other places? Are they big cities, small cities, rural? What could I expect if I were to work for Inpro?
Well, unfortunately, I haven't had the chance to visit any of those other places. However, our North Carolina plant is located in Charlotte, in the Matthews area. Our Arizona plant is located out near Phoenix and Mesa. And there's offices in Dubai and India, Asia, and Europe. So all over.
And I would just say what's kind of cool to that is Wisconsin's kind of notorious for exporting some of its best talent out to the East or West Coast. And if you were to find a future career with Inpro, it sounds like you have a lot of opportunities all around the world on where you might want to go or work. It just doesn't have to be in Muskego, Wisconsin.
That's true.
The kind of last question, impromptu, I want to give to the team, and we'll just kind of go around the table with it, is anything else you want Muskego Norway School District students, families, or community to know about Inpro that might help them make an informed decision about next steps in their career path? I'll start with Linda.
That's a really good question, Jim. I got to be honest with you. I've worked at different places here in southeastern Wisconsin, and bar none, Inpro has been the most helpful when it comes to my career path, the different opportunities here. And for it to be right here in Muskego is ideal because obviously I live around this area too. But I mean, I cannot sing its praises enough. And I'm not sure if you're aware of this, Jim. We also won a new award as one of the best places to work in the United States. You can't beat that.
I did not, but you're exactly right. That's amazing for the United States. Jennifer, how about you?
So I am one of those adventurers who grew up in this area. And then I did move to the coast. I lived on the East Coast for about 12 years. And you know what? I found that I really missed that Midwest connection. I missed the values. I missed the topography. I just missed the people. And I can tell you that I've worked at some Fortune 500 companies, some very large firms. And coming back to Muskego and working for Inpro has been delightful. I have the opportunity to make a huge difference. I'm a big fish in a little pond, so to speak. I have complete autonomy and opportunities, and I wouldn't change it for the world. And I'd have to say that we are a big thinker in a smaller city, but I think it's the best job I've ever had, and I've had quite a few.
That's awesome. Jill, how about you?
Thank you, Jim. I feel privileged to have had the opportunity to take on a role at Inpro. They've really helped me grow as a person. The environment here is second to none. I feel so honored that I get to work with people that I enjoy working with and get to do a job that I can honestly say I truly love.
Thank you, Jill. Dave, how about you?
I'm really fortunate to be here. I feel really fortunate to be here. Never did I think in my wildest dreams when I was growing up here that I'd end up working here and living here, and my kids going to school here too. So I really feel fortunate. I'm very proud of the community. And Inpro has allowed so many people to grow their careers, learn new things, and most of all, be happy in what they do and be passionate. And there's nothing better than waking up in the morning and saying, I'm going to work and I feel great about it.
I would agree. I've worked with this team long enough, and just to mirror what Dave's saying, like these individuals and everyone I talk to at Inpro really do enjoy their job. And to students looking to pursue future careers, it's not always going to be about the money. It's going to be about finding that culture, that fit, and that company that's going to support you. And I think Inpro definitely has all it takes to support an employee and kind of just create and cultivate a great working environment. So team, thank you for joining us today. Thank you for talking to our students and our families and our community. I appreciate all your time and efforts that you spend with us.
Thank you, Jim.
Thank you, Jim.
Thank you.
Always a pleasure.